Hey, SKOL Vikings Nation. What's up, you purple-blooded warriors? Can you believe it? Another heart-pounding border battle in the books? And man, did it sting like a frozen LAMBE slap to the face? I'm your die-hard Vikings fan, fired up and ready to break down this wild ride against those cheeseheads, straight from the latest Vikings news updates. Picture this, we're cruising at halftime, down just 4, with bombs from Reichard's leg lighting up the sky. Stick around because the third-quarter disaster that flipped everything will have you yelling at your screen. Who's ready to rally? Let's dive into the chaos, the heartbreak, and why our boys are still the heart of the NFC North. Hit that like if you're with me. That first half at LAMBE? Pure Vikings magic brewing, folks. Will Reichard steps up like a legend, nailing 2 field goals from 50-plus yards, including a monstrous 59-yarder that echoes as the second longest in stadium history, only behind Akers' 63 with the Niners back in 2012. We're talking ice-cold precision under those brutal November winds, keeping us alive and trailing just 10-6. Our ground game? Jordan Mason and Aaron Jones, Sr., chew up 86 yards like it's Thanksgiving turkey, averaging over 4 yards a pop. And rookie QB J.J. McCarthy? Steady as she goes, 7 of 11 for 62 yards, no picks, getting the ball to Justin Jefferson for 3 grabs and 41 yards. It felt like momentum was ours, like we were one big play from flipping the script on those Packers. What do you think, fam? Did Reichard's boot give you chills too? Drop it in the comments. But here's the tease that keeps me up at night. That third-quarter punt return fumble? It wasn't just a turnover. It was the dagger that turned our fire into frostbite. We'll unpack how 12 seconds of madness led to a 23-6 beatdown, the QB questions exploding louder than ever, and those brutal power rankings drops. As a Vikings lifer, I'm gutted, but fired up to talk solutions because SKOL means we fight back. Who's believing in a bounce back against Seattle? Let's roll into the details and keep that purple pride pumping. The air at LAMBE was thick with rivalry fire as our Vikings took the field for the 2025 border battle opener. And for 30 minutes, it was like we owned the frozen tundra. Reichard's heroics weren't flukes. The guy's got a cannon leg, drilling that 59-yarder with such hang time it felt like it mocked the Packers' secondary. Down only 4 at the break? That's grit, baby. Our O-line held firm against their pass rush, giving McCarthy clean pockets to build confidence. Jefferson was snagging those slants like vintage JJ, reminding everyone why he's the league's yardage king. Vikings news is buzzing. This half had us trending as the comeback kings of the North. Tell me, Purple fam, did you feel that shift, that sense we were one score from silence those LAMBE leaps? Yet, lurking beneath the surface was the unspoken tension. McCarthy's arm looked sharp, but his decision-making? Still raw like a first-year wine in a championship bottle. We couldn't punch it in for 6, settling for Reichard's field goals, which speaks to our red zone woes, only converting 40% this season per the latest stats. Still, Aaron Jones Sr. was vintage, juking defenders for those chunk runs, and Mason complemented with power bursts that had the Packers' D on skates. It was ball control at its finest, controlling the clock and the crowd's pulse. As fans, we're spoiled by 2024's 14-win magic with Darnold. But this was our identity rebuilding one drive at a time. Who's your MVP from that half? Shout it out below. We're building this Vikings community one comment at a time. And just when you thought we'd carry that thunder into the second half, bam, the punt that changed everything. But hold that thought, because dissecting this game's pivot isn't just about the loss. It's about exposing the cracks we fixed to roar back. From power rankings tumbles to concussion clouds over JJ, the Vikings news floodgates are open. SKOL believers, if you're not subscribed yet, smash that button now. You won't miss a beat on our path to redemption. Let's unpack the unraveling next, because every great story has its dark turn before the hero rises. Third quarter kicks off, and our special teams force a Packers punt. Picture the roar from the purple pockets in the stands, that glimmer of dominance. Returner Miles Price fields it clean at first, but oh man, the ball glances off his hands like a cruel trick from the football gods, ricocheting right into Zane Anderson's mitts at our own 5-yard line. It's the stuff of nightmares, folks. Vikings news headlines screaming fumble fiasco as Green Bay smells blood. 2 snaps later, They're in the end zone and poof. Momentum evaporates faster than a Minnesota summer. That 12-second sequence? It flipped a winnable game into a 17-point burial, with GB never trailing again. Gut-wrenching, right? What would you have done in Price's shoes? Fair catch or fair fight? From there, it's all Packers. Their D swarms like wolves on a lame deer, sacking McCarthy 5 times total and holding us to a pathetic 4 net yards of offense in the second half. We're talking total shutdown. Our passing game sputters to 87 yards on the day, with JJ held to that 41-yard quiet. Reichard's earlier magic? Forgotten in the fog of 5 straight losses in 6, dropping us to 4-7 while Green Bay struts to 7-3-1. Vikings news analysts are calling it a script flip gone wrong, highlighting how our run game, so punchy early, got stuffed late. It's the border battle blues all over again, but deeper this time, exposing coaching calls, protection breakdowns, and that killer instinct we need. Fans, does this feel like rock bottom, or just the spark we needed? Hit the comments. Your takes fuel my fire. Teaser alert. This loss didn't just bruise our record. It blasted us in the power rankings, with experts piling on the QB drama like it's open season. McCarthy's concussion protocol entry, 3rd injury in 2 years, and the Brosmer buzz is real. But as your passionate Vikings voice, I'm not burying our flag. I'm waving it higher. If you're feeling this breakdown, share it with a fellow SKOL mate. Let's spread the purple gospel. Up next, the rankings roast that has me both raging and scheming our comeback. Power rankings drop like a bad LAMBE leap, straight to number 23, down 2 spots per Eric Edholm at NFL.com, and it's brutal. He calls out our tough situation with McCarthy, who's now in concussion protocol after that Packers loss. 3rd worrisome hit in 2 seasons. Folks, JJ's yards plummeting 35 per game from his 2023 explosion. Ouch, back when Mullins, Dobbs, and Hall were slinging it. Edholm's vibe. No light at the tunnel's end. Questioning if we hand JJ the keys offseason style or bring competition. Vikings news echoes the frustration. But hey, Purple Warriors, what's your offseason QB hot take? Competition or commit? Let's debate. Swing over to Gary Davenport at Bleacher Report. Same number 22 drop, labeling McCarthy's franchise future a debacle of epic proportions. Stats don't lie. Worst bad throw and on-target percentages league-wide, capped by Sunday's 87 yards and 2 picks. Second half total? For measly net yards, after Darnold's 14-win fairy tale last year, we need 4 to 3 down the stretch just to sniff 7 victories. Davenport's hook. Is this the wake-up call for Kwesi to rethink the draft pick? As a fan who's bled purple since '81, it hurts, but it hypes me for the fire it ignites. Who's with me on believing in growth over panic? Comment your ranking rage. Nate Davis at USA Today piles on at number 22, zeroing in on Jefferson's drought. Career 93.5 yards per game, NFL record, now barely scraping 73 amid our QB carousel. It's like watching Picasso finger paint with crayons, man. Davis notes the Vikes' issues behind center are chaining down our star, turning highlight reel potential into highlight reel headaches. Yet, in this Vikings news storm, I see silver linings. JJ's still elite, waiting for the right arm. Fam, if Jefferson had 2023 volume, where are we sitting? Top 10 offense? Drop your dream stat line below. Let's manifest that magic. Josh Kendall at The Athletic slots us at number 23, down 2, and it's a philosophical gut punch. O'Connell's mantra? Teams fail QBs, not vice versa. But Kendall asks, how long do we ride with a clearly unready McCarthy? Historically bad by EPA data? Sunday's outing? One of the worst individual QB games in 2 decades. Concussion protocol might force Brosmer's hand this week at Seattle. Undrafted rook, but intriguing. Kendall's curiosity matches mine. Is it impatience or instinct screaming change? Vikings fans, vibe check. Bench or back JJ? Your voice matters. Hit reply and let's build the buzz. Vinny Iyer at Sporting News keeps the number 23 hammer coming. Down 2, declaring playoffs a pipe dream in this meat grinder NFC North. McCarthy versus the division's QB studs? Night and day disparity per Iyer, Our guy's passer rating at a miserable 57.9, league basement. It's not just numbers. It's the burial in standings, with GB, DT, and Chi pulling away. But here's my fan fuel. Tough roads forge legends, like our 98 squad. Vikings news whispers of Brosmer's shot. Could he spark the upset? Who's hyped for an underdog tale? Tag a friend who needs this purple pep talk. Frank Schwab at Yahoo Sports drops the mic at number 23. Down 3, the harshest slide, and it's QB burial hour. McCarthy's 57.9 rating after 6 games? As bad as you'll see, says Schwab. Hard to bury a kid this early, but facts are facts. Concussion means Brosmer likely starts. Undrafted gem or gamble. Schwab's tone. Painful, but necessary pivot. As your Vikings hype man, I'm torn. Protect the future or push the now. Purple Nation, poll time in comments. Brosmer starter or JJ Warrior? Like if you're all in, subscribe for the Seattle Showdown scoop. We're turning rankings into rebounds. That power rankings roast? It's fuel, not fire out. Down to 22 to 23 across the board. But mark my words, Vikings news will flip to triumph tales soon. McCarthy's woes, from picks to protocols, scream for answers. Yet our core, JJ's fire, Jones' grit, endures. Halfway through this saga, and I'm more pumped than ever. We've clawed from worse. Tease. As we eye Seattle with Brosmer maybe slinging, what's the off-season blueprint? Stick tight. Fam, your passion powers this channel. McCarthy's spiral hits new lows, and as a lifelong SKOL screamer, it's tough love time. 6 starts, 54.1% completion, 929 yards, 6 TDs, 10 picks, worst metrics in the league, per advanced stats. Sunday, 87 yards, 2 INTs, sacked 5 times, EPA nightmare, one of the decade's ugliest QB outings. Concussion. Protocol now, 3rd injury in 2 years. Knee rookie year, ankle earlier this season, now this. O'Connell's transparency shines, but development stalled. Vikings news calls it not ideal, echoing our fan frustration. JJ, who's your ride or replace QB? Vent below. Enter Max Brosmer, undrafted rookie backup, now first-team reps while JJ heals. Could this be the spark? Experts like Kendall buzz about his vibe. A fresh arm minus the baggage. After Wentz's shoulder shelf life ended, Brosmer's our wild card, slated for Seattle if needed. Imagine. Unscripted magic, unlocking JJ's wheels? It's risky, but that's Vikings DNA. Bold bets like drafting McCarthy at 10. Fans, Brosmer believer or bust? Share your scout report. Let's crowdsource the hype. Off-season whispers grow louder. Hand JJ the job unchallenged, or competition central? Edholm and Schwab push the latter, maybe a vet bridge or draft dazzler. After Darnold's 14-win exodus to Seattle, we're QB hungry, but O'Connell's teams fail QB's faith wavers. Vikings news polls fans. 60% say compete. As your purple pulse, I say protect but push. JJ's got that Michigan championship steal. What's your off-season dream move? Comment, like, and subscribe. We're scripting the surge together. Jefferson's famine in this feast of a career? Heartbreaker supreme, 93.5 yards per game all-time lead. Now 73-ish in 2025, 20 yards off pace. Davis nails it. QB instability chaining the unchained. 3 catches, 41 yards Sunday. Efficient but electric less, as McCarthy's spray limited targets. Yet, JJ's route running? Picasso poetry, dodging doubles like ghosts. Vikings news stat. Without him, we're averaging 12 fewer points. He's oxygen. Purple pride, what's the fix? Better protection or bold trades? Your JJ love letter in comments, please. Run game's redemption arc. Mason and Jones Sr. with 86 first-half yards, but second-half stall? For total net, GB's front feasted. Jones, post-hamstring scare, still vets the chains. Mason's power compliments. After 2024's rush renaissance, this dip stings, but stats show 4.2 YPC overall, solid base. O'Connell's scheme evolves weekly. Vikings news hints at tweaks for Seattle's softies. Fans, underrated hero Mason or Jones? Tag 'em and boost the morale. Special Teams Spotlight. Richard's 59-yarder? Iconic, second in LAMBE lore. But Price's fumble? Costly calculus, 12 seconds, game over. League-wide, our ST units rank mid-pack, but that boot kept us breathing. Vikings news. Richard's 85% FG rate leads NFC kickers. Tease. Bounce-back bombs ahead? Who's your ST savior? Engage below. Your input shapes our narrative. NFC North Nightmare. Buried at 4-7, while GB's 7-3-1, DT and Chi lurk. Ayers right. Playoff path? Faint but 5-6 losses? That's our rally cry, like 0-9's 7-win surge to relevance. Division disparity at QB? Stark. Love. Goff, Williams shine. McCarthy stumbles. Yet, our D's top 10 sacks say fight. Vikings news. Toughest sledding, sweetest victories. Fam. North conquerors or pretenders? Poll the comments. Injury avalanche alert. McCarthy's third hit, knee 24. Ankle 25 early. Now concussion. Protocol clouds Seattle. Darrisaw's foot. Jackson's ankle late Sunday. O-line Civ City. Per reports, JJ reported symptoms post-flight. Late game scramble sack likely culprit. O'Connell's cautious. Defer to docs. Vikings news. Cautious comes first, but development dips. Who's worried most? QB or trenches? Share the stress relief takes. Brosmer's breakthrough. Undrafted UW product, now repping ones, coaches eye his poise from backups past. If JJ sits, it's audition time. Arm talent scouts rave, mobility matches McCarthy's. Schwab's curiosity. Vibe shift? After Wentz's woes, he's our Hail Mary. Fans, under the radar hero or hype train. Drop your Brosmer bold prediction. Let's manifest the magic. 14 win ghosts. Darnold's 24 dominance. Now Seattle starter, facing us week 13. Irony? Brutal. We need .500 stretch for 7 wins, tough, but SKOL spirit says possible. Vikings news. Rebuild or reload? Halfway hype fading, but core's gold. Purple Warriors. Darnold revenge fuel? Like if we're getting him back in purple dreams. Fan fire check. This 23-6 gut punch? 5th loss in 6, but does it define us? Nah, it's the setup for the storm. From rankings roasts to rookie rises, we're woven for wonder. Tease finale. Seattle showdown strategies. Plus your CTA weight. Who's still SKOL strong? Share this with a doubter. Convert em. Seattle stare down. Seahawks at home. Darnold under center. RX. Their gain. With McCarthy murky. Brosmer bruise upset. Vikes blitz second in pressure. Flores schemes could rattle Sammy D. Vikings news odds. +3 underdogs, but heart says cover. Run heavy early. Like versus GB? Keys. Protect the rook. Unleash JJ. Fam. Win prediction. Bold or bust. Comment your score. Off-season blueprint brainstorm. QB competition mandatory. Vet like Flacco? Or draft dazzle? Kwesi's crossroads. McCarthy's raw, 57.9 rating. But potential pops. At home's query. Handoff or battle? After ankle/concussion curses, health's king. Vikings news. 70% fans vote compete. As your hype host, I say hybrid, push JJ, add heat. Your wish list? Spill it. Purple Pride Pulse. 5 and 6 LS Sting. But 25's our forge. 14 win echoes, not erasers. JJ's chain genius. Run games rumble. D's disruption. Arsenal awaits. Rankings? Noise. Playoffs? Faint but fire fixes. Engage. Favorite 25 highlights so far? Tag a SKOL skeptic. Final roar, Vikings Nation. That LAMBE loss lit a fire. Now we fan the flames. If this row recap had you hyped, smash like. Drop your hottest take in comments. What's our Seattle secret sauce? Subscribe for instant Vikings news alerts. Turn on bells for live reactions. And share with every purple heart you know. Together, we SKOL louder. Who's with me? Purple forever. Go Vikes!